Alright, welcome back to Centaur Simulator. So last time we raced Imelda and then fumbled around with some bells for a while. And then we met with some centaurs. Now we're going to go and meet with Natsai just to check on her after our little escapade. I don't think her mother's going to be too pleased with her. There's a flue flame over here. I'm just going to take that as I go. Alright, so where is she going to be? Back in Hogwarts. Ah, so we also have a class scheduled. Probably don't want to miss class. So we'll do that before we check on Natsai. That does mean I need to get changed back into school uniform, though. So I'm just gonna tag that and then get changed. I did unlock a new cloak for a certain challenge. Where was that? Top of the class cloak. I mean, it's interesting, but I don't like this style of robe, if I'm being totally honest. Then we also have this, which is, I hate the yellow. Let's just go back to our standard one, which is somewhere. Alright, now we're ready for school again. So we're attending History of Magic. Heard this professor is rather boring, but best attended.
I'm truly awed by what we've accomplished. The final broom upgrade is better than even I expected. Stop by Spintwitches when you can.
Will do. I do have a class to attend first in the morning. Yeah, just pretend I'm like going back to the common room to sleep rather than sleeping in the middle of class. Right, people are rendering in. Let's begin.
In today's lesson, we will cover a truly thrilling event. The Goblin Rebellion of 1752 and all its triumphant tragedy. But more specifically, we will address the devastating effect it had on the wizard milling industry. Throughout the many goblin battles, countless wizard cloaks were lost. Actually, we do know the number. 632. But history occurs outside the classroom. And look, it's time for my constitutional. One can practically osmose the history flowing through Hogwarts.
I think the professor wants us to follow him.
And now for a stroll to the bell tower entrance hall.
At
Along
least
with the rest of the castle, it was completed in the late early Middle Ages. The hall and the bell towers that loom above it contain myriad interesting artifacts.
Yeah, at least this walk will be a little bit more interesting than being stuck at our desk. The game's very stuttery right now.
Good to see you again. Recovered from that nasty bout of dragon pox, have we?
That wasn't me, Professor. I'm new here.
Are you? Well then, welcome. No doubt you're eagerly anticipating my analysis of various wizarding councils, codes, statutes, and of course, goblin rebellions. Not all goblins are rebellious. Some venture into wizarding politics, such as Eargit the Ugly. Some are talented artisans, such as Bragbor the Boastful.
Yeah, that's Ranrock's father, isn't it?
Did you say Bragball? I know that
Or
name.
ancestor.
Lord Gok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock.
Well known for his metalwork. I would imagine much of his goblin-wrought iron and silver has survived to this very day. Now, where were we? Oh yes. back to our class topic for today. Grimbold Weft. Another notable historical figure. He's right nearby. Curious students can find him on display here in the bell tower entrance hall. And that all students introduce themselves to this hero of Hogwarts.
Okay.
Revelio.
So it's a field guide page I need to collect.
Sir Skagglethorpe the Heedless once challenged a mountain troll to a game of musical chairs. Care to guess who won?
Yeah, I wonder who.
These bits of broom are all that's left of a witch called Celine Wartnobby. Rumor has it, she was demonstrating her experimental lunar apparition charm. She was never seen again. Perhaps she succeeded. I suppose we'll never know.
Lunar apparition. So she teleported to the moon.
Revelio.
Okay. Where is this person I'm trying to...
Grimbold Weft sounds like a helpful fellow, but a hero of the rebellion.
Hi, Natty.
Wagadu's history is, well, a bit different than that of Hogwarts, to say the least.
I guess we'll talk about it later, then. We are in the middle of class right now, I suppose. Grimbold Weft. This is the skull of famed tailor, I almost misread that as traitor for some reason, Grimbold Weft, whose skilled needlework repaired countless witches' and wizards' coats during the Goblin Rebellion of 1752, thus preventing them from taking ill during battle.
Oh yes, I see you found Grimbold Weft.
Be nice to the teacher.
Yes, I rather enjoyed seeking him out.
The thrill of the scholarly pursuit. I know the feeling quite well. Now, let's turn our attention to the agreeability and general good nature of Sir Athbuttle. He's also nearby. See what you can learn from him for your next assignment. Standing in eternal but symbolic
Revelio.
watch over the bell tower is a retinue of loyal knights, or rather, statues of knights, I should clarify. Keen-eyed students will spot the statue of Sir Athbuttle of the cheerful countenance
This unassuming
nestled
smudge is
among the
rumoured to be the
ranks.
location of the very first successful use of Bombarda.
His fame
I
was
suppose
not
successful
won
is a
by
relative
vanquishing
term, since
foes
whoever
in
cast it
secret,
didn't live to tell the
nor
tale.
by slaying
Oh, I haven't
both
got this
their
field guide page.
rather
Well, I'm not going to read it because he did just explain it.
Revelio.
His warm and approachable demeanor was celebrated by old friends and newcomers alike. I encourage everyone to make the waving statue's acquaintance.
Is it up here?
Hogwarts founders could never have achieved such
This is a centuries-old likeness of Pangadon. Fearless mouse hunter and devoted study companion. People have always loved their pets. I find that comforting.
Yeah, hi, Poppy.
Revelio.
Waving Knight. When I saw the... I can't point with my mouse right now, but see how the arch kind of has a bit that comes out around the shoulders? I thought he was T-posing in the picture when I saw that for a sec. This set of armor belonged to Sir Athbuttle, so this is who I'm looking for, of the Cheerful Countenance, a legendary friendly knight who supposedly won every battle before it was fought by virtue of his amiable negotiating tactics. Some attribute his success to an overly potent cheering charm that he cast upon himself. He's waving. Nice mustache on your helmet.
Hogwarts is impervious to...
Professor Binns, I found the statue of Sir Athbuttle.
Ah, well done. Alas, Sir Athbuttle's affability was his undoing. Died instantly trying to befriend a basilisk. Eye contact is not always to be encouraged. So beloved was he that even some goblins mourned his passing. Of course, that did not bode well with the rest of the goblins. most of whom could not abide mourning the loss of a wizard.
I have a feeling this one's going to come across as a bit more aggressive than I would intend it. Like, I'm not surprised that they wouldn't be too happy about mourning a wizard considering how bad they've been treated, but that's probably going to come across like, I wouldn't be surprised because they're goblins. So I'm just going to go with, that's a shame.
Pity goblins and wizards can't get along.
True. But imagine how dull my lectures would be without goblin rebellions to discuss. History does tend to repeat. It is a series of patterns, a thought both comforting and disconcerting. The wise students, such as yourself, will learn from it.
I do wonder how old he is. Being a ghost, he might have seen a good bit of history.
History is written by those who do their schoolwork, so they say. Or at least...
Sure. Alright, so yeah, now let's go meet Natty where she was originally wanting to meet us. Probably couldn't talk to her during class. In fact, she's probably still hanging out around here, but it won't let me talk to her, I bet.
I still can't believe we escaped the
Oh, nope.
Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
Yeah, to be honest.
I don't blame her for being concerned. We have been involved in some dangerous activities.
As the Ashwinders were locking me up and threatening my life, it did occur to me that my mother may have been right.
Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Yeah, you cannot blame yourself for that. Blame the ones who are responsible.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way. But that does not mean that she likes it.
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. although he would worry as my mother does. But I think he, of all people, would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good, no matter how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was. Truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow. And once he is gone, we will turn our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress, and we will succeed. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
I am pleasantly surprised that the game let me talk to her right here, right after this quest. But yeah, I suppose next we can go and speak with Deke. There's a flue flame right here.
Nice to see you, my young friend.
So yeah, back to the Room of Requirement, which I do have a couple things that I need to identify while I'm there. So I might as well do that as well. Yoink. Yeah, when I was doing stuff between episodes, I think it was before last episode, and I was brewing potions and interacting with the animals, Deke kept saying that, and I kept ignoring him. It was actually pretty funny. Alright, so I got a better scarf, the Daedalus scarf. Let's see how much better that is. Again, 1 point better. Imperio target does extra damage. I think I would prefer to stick with the one that's improved damage with Confringo, because honestly, Imperio, I tend to kill people before the Imperio target is actually useful. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, I'm going to stick to this one. Imperio is still nice to get somebody out of combat briefly, but yeah, I tend to make short work of the people I fight. Anyway, hi Deke. I'm finally talking to you.
Hello, Deke. Professor Weasley said you had an idea.
Indeed, Deke does. Deke knows that you want to learn about all sorts of beasts, and Deke recently heard rumors of a phoenix nest in a nearby mountain.
A phoenix nest? I wonder if it belongs to the phoenix Natty mentioned. The one Harlow and the poacher pack are after.
Deke would not doubt it. If Deke has heard of it, surely the nasty poachers have as well, which means it could be in danger.
Well, I'd better go and rescue it then, hadn't I?
Deke thinks so. So majestic a beast should not fall into such vile hands. Deke is not sure why, but Deke feels that saving a phoenix might help to make amends for what happened with Deke's prior master. Deke hopes that you are able to find the phoenix and bring it to the room where it will be safe.
Alright, so where exactly is this phoenix gonna be? Down south. Yeah, as I said, we're starting to get more quests that will take us into this neck of the woods. There's a side quest there, but meh. Yeah, I think that this is the closest flue flame, because I really didn't discover many of the flames here. Well, that's somewhat foreboding.
Stop right there.
Ah.
Nothing to poach in Arrynshire except spiders. Not worth the trouble, if you ask me. This is all.
You die for that.
That dude probably just straight up drowned. I'm sorry, but the way that he gently fell into the water and died was hilarious. Ugh. Well, at least he took care of himself while under the effect of Imperio. I mean, Sebastian has shown that you can, in fact, tell people to kill themselves while they're under the effect. So maybe that is what Maximilian just did.
Who lived here, I wonder?
He said, drown yourself. Or I guess not really say. I think it's more of like a telepathic sort of thing, 'cause I don't remember Sebastian actually saying any words to the goblin.
Accio! Expelliarmus! Confringo! Defendo!
I won't rest until you...
Gosh, transformation is such a good spell. Oh, it's a pickaxe. I was wondering what the hell that was. My robe is doing something weird. Also, I could change back into my Highlands attire, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going back to the school for at least a little while after this, since we have to bring the Phoenix back to the room, so I'm not going to bother.
Revelio.
Is there anything over here? That tree looks like it's full of coin. Can I not take the coins? The coin textures are very big. Odd that that detail's there, but you can't interact with it. Huh. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not missing anything, am I? Doesn't look like it. Maybe it's tied to a quest.
Ah, purse made of unicorn skin. That fetches a few galleons.
I'll check your pockets up.
Confringo!
Glacius! Defendo! Arresto momentum.
Well, that was easy.
Revelio.
Is there anything else here? Ah, yes, a collection chest. Herbology 3. Alright, good to discover another flue flame. So yes, this must be the cave. You think there's danger in here, huh? Alright, well that's where I'm going to end off this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Maximilian's not looking at the camera. He refuses, in fact. Anyway, goodbye.